Hello and welcome to College 2 Consulting. Today we're going over frameworks and we're going to dissect any type of framework that you're going to get. I'll show you what you want to focus on in order to create a framework for any case that you're going to receive, as well as do an example. Okay? Framework of a framework. Let's say you get a case, you don't even know where to begin. Here are some parts to show you what you should begin to look at. There are at least two main parts to any framework. The first is the macro part. And here you want to know the general guidelines of the industry. You want to know what is the product like and how does it really play in the industry? What are the competitors like? Is the industry very volatile? Is it low margin, high margin? Is it very fragmented? Is it not fragmented? You want to know that type of stuff. The market as well. What is the market share? And just kind of some other high-level components. And then business concepts. For instance, elasticity. How does that play in terms of the demand and pricing for products in this industry? So very, very high-level view that you want to look at. The second part is the micro part. And this becomes more client-specific. So instead of looking at overall trends, now you want to focus on exact and precise metrics for the client that you're looking at. You want to know the current state. Look at their financials. How are they doing in terms of profit or earnings? What is their process like? Their operations, as well as what are their people like? And in here is where you will make the fix or the solution. And the solution should be something that's feasible. You should assess the risks and issues for your solutions. Those should also be very minimally costly. And you want to provide examples to show why your solution would be validated as opposed to just making up a solution and thinking that it's going to work. Let's do an example. In the last video, I said, why is company X losing profit and how can we fix it? And I gave a general framework that looked like this. I had a framework of the label. I said we're going to look at market first. Product, competition, market size, market share. Because it's profit, I want to look at the components of a profitability equation, which are revenue. I want to look at revenue streams, profit margins, changing year over year, and cost. Revenue minus cost. Fixed cost, variable cost, change in cost, as well as the rank of cost. Revenue minus cost times volume. That's how the profit equation is computed. Want to know the current growth strategy, the acquisitions of new members, scale, cost savings, and any type of process improvement. This was the general framework that we gave for the last video on how to create a framework for this type of question. Okay, let's do this again, but now I want to show you how this fits into the macro, micro dissection that was discussed earlier. Okay, again, I want to look at the market. I want to know what is the product like in the market, what is the competition like in the market size, is it very, very big or is it pretty small where there's only a small bit to earn from it, and the market share, is it very fragmented, are there a lot of players, or is it not fragmented, meaning there are just a few powerhouse players. This part is the macro part. I'm looking at a very high-level view that is not very company-specific, but it's just more about the industry in general. Okay? Next, I looked at revenue. And I looked at costs. Looked at fixed variable costs, change in cost, rank, as well as volume. And in volume, we looked at what is the current growth strategy, acquisition rate, deal cost saving, and process. Okay, now these three sections, revenue, cost, volume, are all pertinent to the company. I'm not asking about revenue for the industry. That's already been covered. Now I'm looking at revenue, cost, and volume for the company. Thus, this becomes my micro focus. So we have macro, where we look at high level, and micro. Now what you would do is, further going down the case, you would find solutions for revenue. For instance, maybe you find that for company X, there's product A, B, and C. C is the highest profit margin, meaning that's the product that you want to push. Or maybe you have to change pricing in order to get more of C products out there. Costs, maybe you find out that there's a cheap way to save on variable costs, so you come up with that solution. Volume, you find out that growth strategy is not so strong. Maybe you can recommend some aspects or some other improvements, such as promotions or bundling or cross-selling, whatever you want to say, and now you have it. So the point I'm trying to make here is you have a micro level and you have a micro level and a macro level in any case, but the micro level is where you start to really come up with the solutions of how to solve the case because it's pertinent to the company. Okay? All right. For additional material, check out frameworks and introduction, what are they, and the types of frameworks. I'll talk to you later. Bye.